Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Lab to Learn IT. So as part of our plan discussed in the introduction video, I'm going to create a VM in VMware Workstation and install Windows 10 on it. We will be using this VM as our administrator's desktop machine from where we will be configuring the entire vSphere ESXi infrastructure. Besides configuration, we will also be creating the networks in VMware Workstation that we discussed in our previous video. Once we have our network ready, we will proceed with the installation of pfSense firewall router that will be responsible for providing routing and DHCP and firewall services to our entire vSphere infrastructure. So let's start. I'm going to create a folder in VMware Workstation with the name of my domain for easy identification because I use this workstation for multi-domain environment or creating multiple infrastructure environments. I'm planning to give my domain name as Stark Industries because I'm a Marvel fan. So once I've created the folder, I can go ahead, right click on it. I can go ahead, go to virtual machine, can click on next. Because I'm using VMware Workstation 17, I'm selecting the latest hardware compatibility list. Select on next. I am going to choose the option I will install the operating system later. Click on next. Then I'm going to click on Microsoft Windows. Select Windows 10. Click on next. And I'm naming this workstation as 10 workstation 01. I follow a particular naming convention and then provide the name here. Or let me do this. Let me keep the name as 0. So that's the start of my workstation because I might have a conflict because I already have a machine running with the name 10 workstation 1. So let's start with it. Click on next. I'm selecting the default settings. Click on next. Click on next. Let me let the RAM be on 2048. We can increase it if we need to in future videos. Click on next. I'm selecting the network as use network address translation. We will change it later on. Let me click on next, click on next, click on next, click on next for creating the virtual disk. Let me give it 100 GB. I would like to keep it as store virtual disk in a single file. Then click on next and then click on next. Almost we clicked on all the screen here. Next, next, next. Once we're done, we can click on finish. And now our virtual machine VM is created. Once the machine is created, we can go to edit settings and provide the ISO of Windows 10 for the installation. Let me select my Windows 10 ISO. I have downloaded the evaluation version of Windows 10. So let me select it. Once I select this, I can click on OK. Click on OK. So now that we have ISO, we can click on the start and wait for the installation to happen. Uh, Once we are prompted, click on CD DVD. So let's wait for the installation to finish. I'm pausing the video. Okay, let me click on next here. Let me show you the initial screen. You might have done the Windows 10 installation yourself. So I think it should not be a problem for you. So let me pause the video, and once the Windows 10 installation is done, we'll be back. Thank you. Thank you for waiting, guys. The Windows 10 installation has finished. You can see that I have done some modification, like I have installed Microsoft Edge browser, and I've also configured BG Info tool so that we can see the name of the workstation and the IP address information on the screen here. Uh, as part of our plan, we are going to follow. So now as we are done with the installation of Windows 10, let's now create the networks that we are planning in VMware Workstation. So there is one feature which is called LAN segments. I'm going to create the LAN segment for all these networks that we plan to create in VMware Workstation. So let's go to this workstation setting, right click on it, go to settings, and here when you go you can see the screen as LAN segment. So if I right now click on LAN segment, you see that it's not highlighted because right now there is no LAN segment created in my VMware Workstation environment. So in order to create one, we need to click on LAN segments. Once we click on LAN segment, it gives us an option. So I'm going to follow the Excel file that we created to create these networks. So as you can see, the first network that we're going to create is LAN 1 or management network. So I'm going to name it as uh, LAN 0, PNIC 0, because if you see the Excel sheet, the PNIC is mentioned as 0, and I'm also going to give it a name. You can rename it as management network. So I'm renaming it as MGMT, short form for management, and then for my identification, I'm giving it the network ID that I'm planning to give it, then subnet mask details. The second network that we plan to create is for the storage, which is with the subnet mask or the IP address scheme 10.1.1.0. So let me click on add again, give it to name 1. I'm giving it storage, short form for storage, then 10.1.1.x. And there's another network that we're going to create right now is a network for the vMotion, network 2, vMTN, and the network ID as per our plan for the vMotion network is 10.3.3.0. Okay, my bad. Let me create another network for the storage, which is going to be the second network for storage as per our plan. So I'm going to create it as 10.2.2.x. Okay, so now we need to create a network for the vMotion. I click on add LAN segment, give it the number, then vmtn, and the network ID for our vMotion network is 10.3.3.3. So I'm going to mention it. If I right click on it, it gives me option to mention the network. All right, so now that the LAN segment, the desired, we are going to create more LAN segment as per this plan. But right now, let's focus on the 3 networks that we require to get started. So I'm done with this, and so I'm going to click on OK now. Once I click on OK, I can now go ahead and select the LAN segment 0 because this workstation, then workstation 01, is going to be the workstation, the administrator workstation from where we are going to manage our vSphere environment. So it has to be on the management network. So once we click on that and click on OK, we should be good to go. Uh, if you click on OK, you can see that right now the network, it shows it is not connected. The network is not connected, so we need to uh, click on the network icon and make sure that it is connected. Once it is connected, we can, for the time being, I'm going to provide it an IP address manually. So as per my plan, I'm going to provide an IP address. Let me give it because we have some IP addresses already reserved for ESXi environment. So I'm going to give it an IP address of say mm, say 40. Let me click on that. I'm giving it 192.168.1.40, 192.168.1.254. This 254 is going to be the IP address of our firewall. So just keep it that in mind. And we also plan to install the domain controller on this network. So I need to point it to my domain controller. The IP address for the domain controller I intend to intent is going to be 192.168.1.1. So as far as our initial configurations are considered, we are done. We can refresh the settings, the BG info. Uh, uh, Let me refresh the BG information so that it has the correct information displayed on the screen as you can see right now. So our workstation is ready. Now in the next video we'll proceed with the installation of the pfSense firewall, and we will start from there. Thank you. One request, if you like my work, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share with your friends who require it. Thank you so much. You have a great day. Bye bye.